Hey, lovies. Hope you're having a good week. Hope you had a good weekend and a good Easter. Happy April. I can't believe it's April already. We're on the second quarter of the year, which is mind-blowing. But I am really excited to be here. I wanted to chat with you a little bit today about some things that I would focus on if I were to start all over again in my business. And we're going to jump into that in just a minute, but I'd love to also just share with you that I'm really excited about the next 90 days, my next 90-day offer goals. I'm bringing in some new things for you ladies. And also I am planning on collaborating with some other women who hopefully will hang out in this group and talk a little bit more about visibility, both in business and in other areas of your life. So I'm really, really excited about the next 90 days. And I would encourage you, if you haven't thought about what your next 90-day goals are between now and the end of June, that you do that, because that's a really great way to stay on track with your goals for the year. So I wanted to jump into the three things that I would focus on first if I were starting my business over again. The first thing is that I would spend way more time being absolutely clear about who my ideal client is. So we've talked about this before in this group. There are ways to do this, right? You can do ideal client interviews, you can do surveys, you can do pro bono work to actually work with clients, feel more confident about what you're doing, and also get some more information from them about who they are and what they need and the things that they are actually looking for, whether it's a coach or in a blog or a program or whatever it is that you may be working on. And it's really important to know who we want to work with and who we don't want to work with. And this person may evolve, but if I could go back, I would absolutely spend more time getting clear on this person, because I think that I could have saved myself a lot of time and possibly stress if I had spent more time on this in the beginning instead of just kind of going willy-nilly about it. So that's my first thing that I would spend more time on. The second thing is my offer. So we've also talked about this in this group, right? I have a group program all about creating your offer. And the reason that this is important is because you need to be able to put something out there to bring in money in your business. If you're not doing that, you're not going to be making money, and then you're not really an entrepreneur. So the reason that I want to talk about this a little bit though is because I want to encourage you that even in the beginning, although I want you to have an offer, it doesn't need to be perfect. It can actually be pretty simple. And it needs to be something that you feel comfortable talking about, and that you feel comfortable talking about the price. So whatever that price is that you decide on in the beginning of your business for your offer, just make sure that you feel comfortable talking about it, whether in email, whether in person at a networking event, whether on video, however you can make sure that you feel comfortable talking about it. The third thing that I would do if I could start over and really focus on is coming up with really good, consistent content. And so we've talked in here, right, about really picking 2 to 3 places that you can be visible so that you're not trying to be everywhere. We've talked about giving value, like seriously giving away some of your best stuff all the time so that your people are just like, holy crap, if this is her free stuff, like I can't imagine what her paid program is. And then just showing up consistently, because that's how you build relationships with your people and how they learn to trust you or how they get to trust you. And if you're not doing that, if they don't trust you, they're not going to invest with your services. So those are the 3 things that I would focus on first. Clear about your ideal client, totally clear about your offer and feel really good about it, a compelling offer, and consistent content that you are showing up consistently in different places. Now, I actually wanted to share 3 things, but I couldn't just keep it at 3. So I'm going to share 3 other things that I would also do if I were doing this over, because as I was thinking about this, I was like, I can't even just keep it to 3 things, because there are several things that I would have focused on more in the beginning that I feel like I learned as I went, but I also feel like I would be farther ahead right now if I had really done this from the beginning. So the next 3 things, the first extra tip that I want to share with you is that I would have made offers consistently, even if it's only 1 time a week. And actually, I think that's a really good goal for the beginning of your business. You can make it in different places, right? To different people, different communities, but at least make your offer once a week, because you're not going to feel really although you may feel good about your offer, you're not going to feel really confident about it until you keep talking about it. And the more you talk about it, the easier it gets. And the more you talk about it, you learn like what people actually want to hear and learn about and what's exciting for them about your program. So I would definitely have made offers. Even if I wasn't bringing in clients, it's literally just the talking it out and making the offers, making the pitch that I think would have been really helpful for me in the beginning. The second extra tip I want to share, and this is something that I am working on a lot lately, as I just mentioned, I'm going to try to bring in some women the next 3 months into this group to share their visibility strategies and ideas with you, is really building relationships with other people who are doing similar work. So I have a couple accountability partners. They're the most amazing women in the world. You know, we talk every week, we keep each other on track. I then have people that maybe we don't talk every week, but they're kind of like a little bit, if it was a circle, right? Those women who I talk to every week would be like really close to the middle. A little bit surrounding that would be other women who I've met, or men if they work with your similar ideal clients. That's all that really matters. For me, a lot of it's women because I've worked in group programs that are just women. And so I know a lot of other coaches, that I've met a lot of other coaches in those programs who we can then support each other, share each other's stuff, make offers, you know, like send emails or whatever, JV partners, affiliates, whatever you want to do or call it, to make sure that we're really supporting each other in our dreams and really reaching a bigger group. Right? Like I have my community and I love my community. You guys are awesome. And there are people that I know who've never heard of me that I absolutely know my work would help them. So I want to be out there, and some of those people can be contacted, connected with through my contacts. So that's why it's really important to build these relationships in the beginning, because it's not really like we do with our own clients, right? It's not really we just hop in and we ask for something right away. We want to like nurture and build those relationships as well. The third extra tip that I would share with you, and this is something that I work on consistently and to this day and have worked on since the beginning of my business, but sorry, my phone's falling a little, but I would have focused on it more if I knew how important it was, is my mindset and confidence. Those are two things that have really up-leveled, that have really increased as I've gone. And if I had really focused on that more in the beginning, again, I think I would be farther than I am right now in my business. So far we've talked about getting clear about your ideal client, having a compelling, simple offer, coming up with consistent content that's really valuable. And then the extra 3 tips I shared were making offers consistently at least 1 time a week, building relationships with other people who have similar communities or similar ideal clients that you can like help promote each other, and then mindset and confidence. So I also want to share with you, though, the 3 things that I would not have done in the beginning of my business if I knew then what I know now. So one of them is that I would not have worked on my website as much as I did. I spent 3 weeks on my website before I technically launched my business. And the problem with that is that I've changed my website 5 times since then. So I don't necessarily think it's the best use of our time when we're not clear about our ideal client or what our offer is, to really put together this beautiful website, because I guarantee you it's going to change, which it may anyways. But what I would have done instead is I would have just come up with a landing page, whether that's lead pages or something else, a simple page that people could go to, that I could keep my domain name, but also that is just a simple thing that they could learn about me. So I'm obviously a legitimate person who does legitimate work, maybe even have a free offer on there that they could opt into, but it would not have been the 3 weeks that I spent on my website in the beginning of my business, because it was just not a good use of my time. It would have been better spending that time actually nurturing and bringing in clients. The second thing that I would not have done in the beginning of my business is really worry so much about being perfect, whether that was content, whether that was in my videos, whether that was images. I remember I spent a lot of time trying to get quote images perfect, which just now seems like the silliest thing I could have possibly spent my time on. So I'm not I don't want to judge you. I don't want you to feel ashamed or guilty if you're doing any of these things. I just want you to know that these are the things that I would not have spent so much time on in the beginning, knowing what I know now. And then the third thing is that I would not have tried to create new content for every platform that I was on, and also I was on a lot of things. So I would maybe part of this is simplifying that, but then also really being able to reuse and repurpose content so that I wasn't always coming up with new things like every day, every week, writing new things. It's just not a good use of my time, especially because I can share similar things on different platforms, give the same value on those platforms, and just reuse it and repurpose it again later if I needed to. So those are the things that I would not have done in the beginning of my business if I could go back. Okay, so I also want to mention before I let you go that since my first thing on this was getting really clear about ideal clients, you know that I do an ideal client clarification assessment. I'll put the link in the comments when I get off the video, but I'm opening up for a couple more days to you ladies. I do this once a month. I just open up a few spots for assessments so that you can get really clear about who your ideal client is so that you can create messaging and offers that are really compelling for them. And also figure out where they're hanging out, like where the heck they're hanging out, so that you can get your offers in front of them and bring in more clients. So it's a 20-minute assessment. Those are the things that we really focus on during the assessment. If you're interested in scheduling with me, I'll put the link in the comments. If you have any questions, or let me know if you've ever done any of these things or have worked on these things, or would like to work on any of these things now, wherever you are in your business. I'd love to know in the comments. Leave me a comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.